शरीराय गुणमण्डिताय गुणेशानाय धीमहि गुणातीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि.
Good afternoon, dear friends, faculties, principal ma'am, and the chairperson of the YSI conference, Dr. J. Srinivasmurthy, and Shobha ma'am also. I am Satya, a YSI fellow, and I feel truly grateful to share the voices and ideas that emerge from students during this inspiring journey. Over the past few weeks and throughout the 3 days of YSI conference, one message echoed strongly: well-being begins when we listen, express, and connect. So, this is my report on students' well-being and reimagining education on campus. The YSI program successfully conducted several arts and dialogue workshops on campus, which deeply impacted student well-being. This is my report on student well-being and reimagining education and campus. The YSI 25 program successfully conducted several arts and dialogue workshops on campus, which deeply impacted student well-being. Through creative expression, open communication, empathy, and collaborative activities such as role plays and group discussions, students developed emotional awareness, confidence, and interpersonal skills. The safe environment fostered deeper friendships, conflict resolution, and an overall sense of belonging. Participants noted how these sessions helped reduce isolation and bullying, promoted and inspired helping others, building pride and joy in small collective acts. The arts-based dialogue proved critical in enhancing social and emotional well-being and personal growth among students. Reimagination of education, students' perspectives and academic and campus life. Students identified several areas for reimagining education to better support well-being. So, academic concerns like assignment burdens, calls for reducing and redesigning assignments to focus on learning rather than volume. Classroom timings, suggestions to reconsider class schedules for better focus and rest. Use of technology, need to balance technology use, including the responsible use of smartphones and smart boards. Classroom environment, issue of ragging and classroom disturbance requires stronger protective and respectful spaces. College environment where the students can express their talents through arts and sports. YSI 25 journey and student suggestions. The YSI 25 journey consisted of 6 cohorts of workshops from July to September 2025, engaging 79 students in discussion, reflection through art, and ideation. The 3-day YSI 25 conferences showcased student projects under 4 central themes. The groups and the themes are as follows. Group 1, academic burden, reimagination of assignments, reimagination of placement preparations, reimagine protective space, responsible use of smartphones. Group 2, digital influence, a day without mobile in college, classrooms with smartphones, reimagine safe spaces for all students, reimagine education. Group 3, campus harmony, reimagine friendly atmosphere for freshers, reimagine nurturing students with talents, reimagine creating art spaces on campus. Group 4, stress-free learning, reimagine peaceful classrooms, reimagine break time, table breaks, reimagine bullying-free campus, reimagine stress-free exams. These ideas reflect our comprehensive understanding of how education and can be rebuilt with empathy, balance, and inclusivity, equal access to opportunities and resources. Student reported issues and solutions. The issues are lack of placement and career opportunities. Student suggestion is career counseling, skill development workshops, and industry linkages for jobs. Other issue was mental health challenges, and the suggestion was mental health support, counseling access, mindful and stress management workshops. The other issue was classroom disturbance and discipline. And the student suggestion was establish respectful classroom culture, clear rules, and promote responsible behavior. The other issue was social isolation, comparison, low confidence. The student suggestion was peer support groups, mentoring programs, inclusive activities to boost self-esteem. The other issue was limited awareness of support resources. And the suggestion we got from students, orientation session and campaigns to inform students about resources. Learning from YSI Arts and Dialogues. We students gained essential skills such as effective communication, empathy, leadership, and problem solving through YSI activities. These skills translated into higher confidence, motivation, and the ability to foster inclusive environments. Youth collaboration during the conference highlighted the power of shared voices in making real change. The YSI 25 program has been instrumental in encouraging students to reimagine education and campus life with well-being at its core. The suggestions emphasize collaborative co-creation involving students, faculty, and administration to build safe, supportive, and balanced learning environments. These insights and recommendations are submitted for further action to enhance student well-being at Bengaluru North University colleges. So my thought is this: true well-being on campus is not just about I am fine, but about we are fine. When we look after each other, we can create an environment of harmony and love. Our campus becomes more than a place of learning, it becomes a home. Thank you for giving this opportunity to share my feedback.
Each college, I think the students have taken more initiative day by day. We are like, including me, all of us are like just facilitating whatever is happening among the students. So that's nice in a way, because the students are taking a very major role here. Like we are there as a support system, and we are there to encourage their creativity and then help them do whatever they are doing, making them understand what it is. So rather than speaking about these particularly about these four dramas or presentations, I would like to say something very generally in the beginning about whatever is happening regarding this YSI presentations. Like the whole workshop that happened on the first day, calling all the participants and to make them understand the concept, like the whole idea of reimagining education was itself a very new idea, and giving it into the hands of students, making them understand that it's not the management, it's not the authorities, it's not the government, but reimagining education today is in the hands of students. So that is a very important takeaway from here, because what happens in future, is in the hands of students. Our Professor Lucas Valedictory, who was our commissioner for, in the collegiate education, like 10-15 years ago, he used to tell, always the change should come from bottom to top. Okay, so whatever comes from top to down is not a permanent one, but when it happens from the students and percolates to the higher ups, then that becomes a permanent change, and that has a greater impact on the system of education. So we always believed in total quality management, that whatever happens should happen in consensus with all the stakeholders, and the most important stakeholders in education are the students. So they have to feel, they have to understand the need for change in the education. So, reimagining education means it is in the eyes of the students rather than in the minds of the higher ups. It may be management, the government, the teachers. And coming to the presentations, and I'm really surprised and awed by the kind of themes that students have taken. They have personally thought about this, at a very, very, very individual level, at their level. They have thought about it. Okay, me as an individual, we as a group, what is it that we can do? What is it that we are seeing? Okay, and this concept of Sadharanikarana and Sahridayatva that you introduced into this whole theme, into this whole project, that has evolved as a very beautiful way of understanding the need for bringing about a change. And I'm sure all these groups who have participated here, they have understood this very well at their level, and they have tried to give expression to the very subtle issues that are there. See, for when you look at it from a bird's eye view, you won't even understand, you won't even imagine that this could be a serious issue. But the students understanding it at that subtle level, and then making it something over which not only the students but the faculty and everybody else need to look into. It may be something like stress, and then that something like management, like exam stress, and then classroom situation, and then how change can be brought about in the interpersonal relationship between the students. We think that the classrooms are fine, there's nothing happening in the classrooms, except when the teachers enter, they find a silent, very obedient classroom. But behind the teachers, what is happening, we don't know. Like, there could be subtle, dynamics in the classroom itself. That is something we have to look into, and only students can open their mouth about this. I'm happy about the fact that these, artistic presentations, most of them are designed, directed, and scripted by the students.
Correct.
So, including me, none of us have actually scripted these.
Correct.
It is they who have scripted, they who have done the blocking, casting, and then video recording. Everything is done by them, and I think this is a very good opportunity for them to, start at a very small scale. And Lakshmi, unknowingly, I think you have introduced art into the curriculum. Advisory board, I would think that this is a great experience for all teachers, students, and the institutions at large. Because I'm not very much aware of such a subtle but such an effective thing going on in any campuses. This is a very important move, I feel, for the institutions as well as for the students. So, from what I see, I feel if all these participants can gather at some common place, like maybe the university auditorium, or maybe your college, or some center place, like Ravindra Kala Kshetra, or somewhere where all these plays can be, performed, so that we can have audience from across the city who will witness these. And I'm sure it will be really delighting to watch so many performances by students, because we are putting so much efforts, they are putting so much efforts, and meeting people one-to-one, one-on-one, face-to-face, and exchanging ideas. And as you said, Sadharanikaran itself, is something that can happen when you actually meet each other. When you see the performance on a stage, the prekshakas, in front of the prekshakas, so that will be a great experience. So taking one step forward, I'm sure the audience will have the Rasanubhava also. So keeping that in mind, I feel next time we should all gather somewhere to, at least one day to see all these plays. I would request our Vice Chancellor to kindly arrange for one such gathering somewhere so that we all can come together, meet each other, and then perform this play. That is one important suggestion I would like to give. So, on the whole, it is a great thing. It's a great academic exchange, it's an artistic exchange, and it is a very intense experience altogether for all of us to go through this whole program. So I don't have much to say. It's wonderful. It's wonderful to be associated. It's wonderful to witness and be a part of it. Thank you very much for allowing me to be a part of this. Thanks, Lakshmi. Thanks, one and all.
At this moment, I congratulate Lakshmi Madam and her entire team for the successful organizing YSI 2025 conference. And Madam mentioned one thing right now, that is why how Upinangadi or Betampadi connected to Srishti Institution Bangalore. We the people of Upinangadi are interested to make use the opportunities available all around. So such opportunity we are getting from Srishti Institutions Bangalore. That's why though I am in Betampadi or even in Upinangadi, I introduced this particular mega event to my students, and students are very much interested to take part in this. The concepts like pre-conference workshop, reflective paper, workshop itself, and even conference are entirely new to my students, and but they are very eager to participate in a new aspects in their classroom participation. So it was very easy for me to guide my students in connection to the same. The concept, let me tell about the theme, the very relevance about the current year, so 2025 conference theme. It's highly relevant, and in last 3 days, the presentation of the students from different colleges, and main thing what I have identified is related to the creativity of the students. Taking one particular issue in the college, it may be related to inside the class or the surrounding class, or any issue. Even we didn't think of that as an issue, and they have presented it very beautifully, their various art forms, and the presentation in their reflective paper made us to think about the same, what actually the issue is. And issue there at the Srishti College or Maharani College or some other colleges, even applicable to GFGC Upinangadi. So it what I would like to say is, it definitely help both the parties, students and teachers, to redefine their participation. As a teacher, how best I can perform. As a student, how best I can give justice to the role of a student. So we have a lot of things to work on it, through which we can find proper participation or redefined participation, I can say.
A hearty congratulations to YSI team for conceptualizing. Now I understand. I know the difficulty of conceptualization. Now I understand it is not just conceptualization, but taking a wonderful idea to take it forward and reach it to the final is, it really requires a lot of dedication and hard work, and YSI has been successful in doing it, and this is not the first time. This is almost, I think, fifth consecutive year they are doing. I can just tell from the perspective of my young students who have been participating in it right from the first year. They are showing, and even the present year students, they were very, very happy, telling that it is a chance for them when they are young to be part of planning something, taking the responsibility, executing it, and taking it to the end, because you have been pushing them. That actually took them to the end. Otherwise, whatever motivation you have given initially, even if I am there on the spot, it is not sufficient that they complete the task. You as a team were very positive, appreciating them at different levels, and that is the reason why they were able to complete. Now they are, after yesterday's presentation, they are very highly motivated that they want to improve upon, they want to collect more information from the audience, and they want to make it into a very quality paper. That is because of, it's very homely kind of atmosphere. There is no threatening barriers anywhere. I think that is what is one of the main reason for dialogue which we are facing today. I think I remember the first initial conversation when I had with Lakshmi, that we were thinking that children are hesitating to converse with us. We are very open. We think, I don't know what barrier we are creating, but we think I'm very open, I'm very friendly with students, but my students are not opening up with me. So that there is some kind of threat which may be there perceived because of position.
The first, I want to congratulate for your ideas and the thoughts what you are bringing, the new thoughts all the time, reimagining the things. So this is means that not in the context of Indian context or culture we are speaking, and altogether the international context you brought in this conference, and it was really appreciable, and I enjoyed a lot because with a different context and also cultural setup. Even though the teaching and the practices where they are doing in the different parts of the country, and we came to know many things. Means in a relevant situation, all are having the same challenges in their universities or college setups. Tanyara said that it not intersect with the traditional model. It is truly correct, because even though it is not intersecting with the and actually I'm speaking with the context of Indian colleges, as well as they also felt the same, and this model is not intersecting with the traditional model of teaching or a teacher student engagement what they have in their college campus. It was really a similar situation we too have in our campus, I can say. It is not so different. And when they have put this, it is not really intersecting with. Really, it is not. So that I requested you to can plan one more this conference for the teachers, because we younger teachers we go with new ideas, and what the society has a label already. The teacher should be like this. So if the teacher go forward to the student and communicating, there we too have barriers.
I thank every faculty who was, in spite of their busy schedule, also support and encourage the students. So thank you all faculties, facilitators who are there, and to a big round of applause to all the students here. I think you guys have done an amazing work. I think any number of claps is not enough for the way you have reimagined, and you are actually setting the space for a different kind of campuses. I think you're going to begin that a new campus, and you're the beginners of a new change, that your new order, right? New order you're bringing in. So congratulations to all of you who have done that. Each of your issues that you have taken up has been so very sensitive issues, which actually required standing up against the principal or standing up against the faculty, or telling the faculty or the principal, you're not doing the right thing. And we have wonderful faculties and students who actually, faculties and principals who actually said, yes, tell me where we are going wrong, and we want to correct, because we want well-being on campus. I think amazing people who have gathered here. So I have to actually thank this entire gathering of the YSI conference, people who have gathered here. The dialogue is, the idea is to reimagine so that we can co-create. The idea of YSI has always been that co-create well-being for each other. How do we nurture students so that they can co-create well-being for each other and make the campus a flourishing space for everyone. And the pre-conference workshop, like my student Satya said, it was 6 cohorts, and we had students from different colleges. And this time, the diversity is something very, very close to me, and I think that's something which all students appreciated, because we had students from Upinagadi, Bangalore. Then we had students from we had students from as far as Bhutan and Brazil. From Bangalore city also we had a lot of students. So it was a very diverse team of diverse group of students who brought in their creativity, their ideas, and this diversity not just in their students but in their creative expression. I mean, it was amazing how there was a stand-up comedy, there was a drama, there was a monologue, there was a dance, and everyone used and also a digital video, digital film also. So they use such different mediums, and we can't believe that there's so much of creativity, hidden, latent. And this gave the YSI theme, gave them an expression of all this. One of the things where I felt very sad was when some student asked me, what is reimagination? Can you tell me what is reimagination? And I felt very sad. I mean, if we have not taught the children to imagine, for reimagine is the second step, it was sad. And then the term well-being, of course, it's a new terminology, but still, if students can create, not we give the definition of well-being as as it is given by Permer or different people are now talking about well-being. But can students themselves evolve their idea of well-being? What does well-being mean to them? And in the cultural context, like for example in Bhutan, the students talked about 4 measurables. It was very interesting to see how their concept of well-being came in, and how our students think of well-being. So it is very important to have a cultural context of that. These were some concerns that how do students reflect? Okay, that is another major problem, that reflection has been something that reflecting and learning from the reflection. I think that is something which we really need to touch, because they did require, creativity was not a problem at all. They are extremely creative, and using the digital media for their creative expression is, I think we have to learn from them. But I think these were some of the things that I felt that we need to prepare students for. And one of the observations as students identified a problem was the sensitivity that students displayed about taking up an issue which is really a core issue in the college. There were many times when we had discussions with students and asked them, come up with an issue that you would like to take up, or an opportunity. And it would always be that something that they were very smart enough to take a very core issue which impacted the well-being of not just the students, but the learning community, the teachers, the faculty, the parents. I think it impacted everybody, and that is a kind of issue that they have taken up. It was not something which was only impacting them. I think that was something which is very appreciable, and the way they showed the issue, it was very politically correct. They did not want to hurt the principal. They did not want to hurt the faculty. They did not want to pinpoint on the parents. And they portrayed the issue very beautifully without making it very suggestive. I think that is art. And another thing which I found in all these presentations was that students were able to bring different perspectives onto their play. And that actually brought them much a holistic understanding of the problem. And that is what the solutions that was arrived at, or not the solutions, or the understanding that was arrived at, was definitely a much sustainable understanding, a shared understanding which would lead to sustainable solutions. So I think that is some of the observations. One of the difficulty was, I think, the word Sadharanikarana and Sahridaya. I think we all had a lot of problem telling that, right from our students from India and from other places. But even if they didn't know how to pronounce it well, but they definitely imbibed those qualities. And we have we have a group of 75 students who have imbibed that quality, and what more can we ask for? The impact, I would say, was this was the biggest impact, that they've imbibed these qualities in their conversations, in their dialogues. I'm sure they will use it. They'll always first listen. I think that was the first quality that we taught them, to listen, and allow the others to also impact them. I think that's biggest takeaway these students would have got. One other impact, I would say, is the 15 odd colleges which participated. They have experienced what is dialogue. I think that's the most important thing. They've experienced through the medium of art. I think that it opens doors for many more dialogues. Quickly, I will say that today all young people, the Gen Z is always very very conscious, very socially conscious, and they don't want to. They're tired of living the life which is not truthful. But have we taught them how to really make a difference? I think YSI, this particular theme of arts and dialogue helps them to know how much how to move towards a solution rather than being stuck with a problem, any such issues, and they actually move beyond emotion into action through a dialogue. Okay, and then the last one is, of course, co-creative skills. So they have, many students said they learn communication, compassion, collaboration. I think all this is the co-creative skills that they have learned, and also the students' agency, how much the students they have got these opportunities. With this, I think I will stop because I've already crossed the time, but I only want to say a big thank you again to all the people here, that you all came together here. Thank you, students, for making this platform very active, energized, and thank you. I had so much of learning from you. Thank you so much for teaching me so much.
Any work that we do it only for the sake of joy, right? And now I have that joy of seeing that an idea which has flowed for thousand years has taken a new shape and has been presented virtually, which perhaps our Abhinav Gupta or somebody else could not imagine. But then there are very important aspects of this entire YSI, that is the innovative work to be done by every person in their own institution, so that is continued into the life. And the most heartening thing is that students have realized that they cannot just keep complaining. You will learn when you start expressing. In fact, when the faculty and the students have got together to do something which is not given within their syllabi, they will understand that doing itself is learning. So this is a very important process. So we should know reimagining education means not only for the students, even for the faculty and even for the management. We have three important things. One is a preparation. Here we spoke of Sahridayatva. I'm sure almost everyone has understood this concept of Sahridaya, and in fact they were seeking that. They did not complain as before, as we did as students ourselves. They did not say you don't understand. They tried to make you understand. And when they tried to make someone understand, there were occasions where they said they hurt the others. They were quick to say sorry for that. That is how learning happens. That is how learning should happen. And in fact, in Bhagavad Gita, how should one learn is told. Tadvidhi pranipatena. Of course, you have to bow down. You have to submit yourself. Tadvidhi, you know that. First, by submitting yourself, pranipatena. But it is not an unconditional submission. Pariprashnena. The second one is pariprashna. You ask questions. It is not just prashna, it is pariprashna. Ask questions in many ways from different corners. But even there it does not stop. Sevaya, also by service. By service doesn't mean only serving the teacher to do some personal favors. No. Sevaya, by putting it into practice. Now, our students have come up with problems, have thought over those problems, have given alternatives, have also demonstrated what can be done. When a student said, I didn't know whether to say thank you or good morning, yeah, you are saying that together. Yes. The end of one is the beginning of the other. So if you say that you want to relax in between, that means the classroom itself is giving you a stress. So both the teacher and the taught should know how this learning is not a matter of stress. And when we go to theater, we say all that you have to do that in that specific time, say 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, whatever. And in the middle of that, if the audience get bored, they will boom. They will tease. If they are not happy, they will clap, asking you to get out. And if they find themselves offended, they may throw whatever is available to them. So the reactions come immediately. So you cannot expect the listener to be a Sahridaya. You will have to create a Sahridaya, for which you should know to whom that we are speaking and what we are speaking, what we are telling, what we are expressing. It is true that Sahridayatva is required for the two to come together. But that Sahridayatva is not readily given by anyone. It has to be created. And the education that we have is actually meant for creating the Sahridayatva, so that our students, when they go out, they are able to talk to the people, listen to the people, learn from everyone. So every day when we go to the college, the teacher and the taught, the students and the teachers should think today is a new day. It's not the repetition of yesterday. And today I must be able to do in a way that tomorrow is a better tomorrow. And this continuous process needs a kind of attention which is very dynamic. It's not just concentration. It's not just putting blinkers and reducing your vision. It should be actually extending your vision. So Both are required. You need concentrate when you have to. But first liberate your vision, then all other liberation takes place. And this is a very, very wonderful process of liberating your vision, taking out the blinkers. And I'm very happy to see that youngsters, the youth, are really able to do this. I'm sure, I know this, I've been telling it for a very, very long time. See, we don't have good computer teachers, but we have wonderful computer students going out from this country and winning the entire world. How is it possible? Because the possibility is in them. They know. And they don't just replicate the old apps. All over the world, the students are the ones who are creating so many apps. How? Because they have that imagination. And it is by that imagination that you understand. That is the fire which assimilates. And this question of imagination and reimagination, this must be taken note of. I say taken note of by all the concerned people in the education system, starting from our ministers, education minister, chief minister, prime minister, up to the university. We have a wonderful vice chancellor associated with this, Vanambali, and vice chancellors, all the heads, the principals, they all have to come together. Madam, Lakshmi Madam, please do publicize this. Publicizing may sound rather a cheap word, but it should not be a cheap word. It should be a word that you spread this message around, wherein it's not that everybody simply replicates what has been done here. There are so many ways of taking it forward, wherein it becomes a part of the pedagogy. And I'm sure with 15 colleges, it's not a small thing at all. And across the nation. And this is one way of making use of online. It's not an online course, it's an online event, not just one event, a continuous process. I am sure that this will be taken forward. And dear students in the faculty, you have made a very good beginning. I'm sure that you will continue with that. On the first day, I think it was Dhananjay, right, who came and spoke. He is doing his work as a social worker and so on. And you see, that is the actual motivation. And I'm sure it will happen in case of many others as well.